Buenos días. I'm really looking forward to meeting with all of you and helping you understand how we have worked to weave parks into the lives of every New Yorker.
Oops!
Hello, I'm Susan Chin, the Executive Director of the Design Trust for Public Space. We're an organization that is dedicated to the future of public space in New York City. I look forward to meeting you at the International Seminar, Free Space in the City. Please join me at Invention of Public Space. My session will be Making New York. Public space is the heart of the city. I'll tell you about how we bring together city agencies, community organizations, and private sector experts to transform the city. And I'll also tell you about several of our projects and share lessons learned from 5 projects. The High Line, Under the Elevated, the World's Park, 5-Borough Farm, and laying the groundwork. Public space has become critically important to a growing metropolis like New York and Sao Paulo. It's the spaces that we gather and share. So I hope you'll join me next week. Thank you.
El parque urbano es un fenómeno relativamente nuevo. Solo a comienzos del siglo XIX es que aparecen los parques públicos. En estos 200 años, este parque urbano buscó proveer de salud y bienestar a la población. También ha influido en forma y en el significado de la ciudad, al mismo tiempo que aparece como una expresión artística, superando muchas veces requerimientos funcionales y representando tanto al mundo natural como a la vida cultural de la sociedad, en la pretensión de convertirse en espacios memorables de la ciudad. El dibujo trae al presente tanto las observaciones sobre el territorio como la nostalgia de la naturaleza. Al mismo tiempo, en el proyecto se dibujan los sueños, los deseos y sus posibilidades de hacer aparecer el territorio y la naturaleza en las ciudades. Hoy, cuando la televisión, las autopistas y los centros comerciales parecen desplazar a los parques urbanos como tipo cultural, es que se necesita reintroducir la naturaleza en nuestras ciudades para hacer espacio a un ciudadano que camine, piense y participe.
I'm an architect and a landscape architect, and when I decided to basically pursue both, I really encountered a lot of resistance, but I knew it was the right thing to do. I sort of had this instinct that it was the right way to operate. One of the things I've tried to do in my practice is figure out ways to communicate complicated either jurisdictional or design strategies to the public in ways that they can understand it. So, for instance, we designed the Gowanus Canal Sponge Park, and it's basically a series of open spaces that help to absorb surface water runoff to keep it out of the combined sewers. In a sense, it's putting wetlands in people's backyards. But if you just talk about what the landscape is doing for you, going in and saying, I'm putting a sponge park in your backyard or at the end of your street, and it's going to soak up all this water so you don't have flooding, it helps people understand how the landscape can actually work for them. It's funny, I've always thought in a sort of macro-micro world, the micro-macro methodology, as it were. And I remember in graduate school, actually having specific criticism to that effect, that I would design the larger system, and then I designed some really specific part of it. And really it wasn't until I founded D-Land Studio that I recognized exactly how to put all those things together. I mean, it's almost like thinking about, okay, if I'm an engineer and I want to solve one very specific problem, I can figure out the answer to that one specific problem. But then how does that actually impact the larger system. So we're trying to adapt the engineered infrastructure to make it more resilient to climate change. And I think that's why it's different, because it's not saying, oh, it has to be a completely green approach, oh, it has to be an entirely engineered approach. It's saying, okay, if we merge these things and think about something that can be replicated easily and constructed easily on a broader scale, that's when we're going to make a difference.